Welcome to This Week in Astrology. This is episode number 672 for May 2025. Saturn entering Aries, one of 2025's most important astrology events, highlights our May forecast. We also have Jupiter sextile Chiron, Pluto retrograde, a heavily aspected Scorpio full moon, and a Gemini new moon. Not to mention a new Triple Yod, a peaking Jupiter-Saturn-Lunar Nodes T-Square, and a peaking wedge that can give you an edge. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm your host, Benjamin Bernstein. I record these forecasts as an audio podcast and a video, so take your pick. The video version includes detailed chart graphics, which you can also see in my written forecasts at astroshaman.com. Be sure to subscribe to This Week in Astrology, and if you have not already, be sure to click the link in the show notes for 2 chances to win a free Astrology Plus session with me each month. In fact, I announce our May winner during this episode. Keep your ears peeled if you've entered. Look for timestamps in the show notes so you can jump right to the day you want. As of May 1st, the moon is waxing, we have no retrograde planets, and 2 continuing aspect patterns. See details and links to all this in the show notes. By the way, please do my short survey to help me improve my astrology forecasts and get a chance to win a 90-minute Astrology Plus reading with me worth $299. The survey is open through May 15th. Click the link in the show notes or go to astroshaman.com/survey. On Friday, May 2nd, May kicks off with an intricate aspect pattern, a Triple Yod. This consists of 3 interwoven yods, also known as fingers of God. I guess I should have put 3 fingers up there. This configuration is created from Juno, Pallas Athena, Jupiter, Chiron, and the South Node. It starts today on May 2nd, peaks on the 17th, and ends on the 25th. Juno focuses this aspect pattern because of her hyper-specific meaning, committed partnership. Pallas Athena invites you to be appropriately assertive in these important relationships and to approach them wisely and strategically. Chiron and the South Node bring up old traumas when it's time to heal them once and for all. When a committed partnership gives you challenging catalyst, have a quick and easy technique for emotional healing ready. Speaking of which, for over 14 years, my free healing invocation has gotten rave reviews for its extraordinary effectiveness. This is because your higher self does the healing for you. Jupiter, the final member of this Triple Yod, amplifies the power of the other planets. It also represents the joy and exuberance you'll feel after your healing. Any emotional healing done effectively opens you to more wonderful emotions and a higher baseline of spiritual awakening. Yods indicate opportunities for adjustment. Is a particular committed partnership awesome, awful, or mixed? For more on defining and working skillfully with a relationship, see my relationship post linked in the show notes. Also, on Friday, May 2nd, a Venus-Neptune conjunction at 1 degree Aries can boost your creative inspiration, artistically, or in any area of life. You can more easily perceive divine energy in everyone and everything around you, and can relate more easily with your own inherent divinity. With both planets in Aries, it'll be easier to get in gear with these potentials. On Saturday, May 3rd, you can enjoy amplified energy in your roles as a warrior, pioneer, sexual being, or entrepreneur as Mars sesquares Jupiter, Mars 7 Leo, Jupiter 22 Gemini. With Mars in Leo, you can also step out more potently as a leader or entertainer. On Sunday, May 4th, Pluto turns retrograde at 11:27 a.m. around 4 degrees Aquarius. He'll turn direct again on October 13 at 1 degree Aquarius. More like 1 degree, 22 minutes, actually. Planetary retrogrades are great for planning and reflection, but outer planet retrogrades last around 5 months. That's way too long to stop doing everything associated with a planet. Still, you can take the days around a slower planet turning retrograde for appropriate contemplation. One of Pluto's main themes is death and rebirth. It's like the phoenix burning to ash, then resurrecting out of the flames. It's like a snake shedding its skin, or like a caterpillar melting down to goo in its chrysalis, then emerging as a gorgeous butterfly. What's dying in your life right now? Have you been engaged in a job, relationship, or other commitment that does not feed your soul? This is an ideal time to imagine a new and better reality, when you can stride into with excitement and enthusiasm. Pluto also rules shadow work, embracing and working consciously with the disturbing parts of your psyche. What attitudes, habits, and emotional wounds are blocking your happiness and stopping the fulfillment of your dreams? Some people are afraid it would take a lot of energy to do psychological self-work, but it actually takes a lot more energy over a much longer period of time to keep pushing your shadow material back into the depths. The greatest amount of suffering often comes not from the emotional wound itself, but from the huge effort it takes to keep sweeping it under the rug. As I mentioned earlier, thousands have found that my free healing invocation makes shadow work quick, easy, and effective. Pluto also represents wealth and power. We often associate wealth with money, but wealth is actually anything that you value, tangible or intangible. Pluto retrograde is a great time to clarify how you define wealth. Is it money? Time to pursue your passions? Deepening a relationship? Holding a certain state of consciousness? Playtime with your child? Regarding power, there are two basic types. Power over involves domination and control. Power with involves sharing power freely with others and is easiest when you've tapped into the unlimited wellspring of your own divine power. A planet's potency is extra strong as it changes directions. As Pluto stations retrograde near 4 degrees Aquarius, he will beam his energy strongly to all natal points between 0 and 9 degrees in all of the fixed signs. Those are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. He'll also light up anything at 29 degrees in the fixed signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Transiting planets work first and foremost for your higher self. Are the areas of your life represented by the natal points in this range aligned with your soul purpose? If so, Pluto will shower them with wealth and power so you can take them to the next level. If not, he'll bring challenge to that part of your life so you can optimize it. Also, on Sunday, May 4th, it can be easier to make helpful paradigm shifts in your committed partnerships as Uranus opposes Juno. Uranus, 26.5 Taurus, Juno, 26.5 Scorpio. This is a good time to try new things in these important relationships in a way that's Settgeffen, that's Settgefen, which stands for safe enough to try, good enough for now. Be sure to follow your intuitive hits regarding your committed partnerships, and be sure that the relationship container supports your individual growth and unique self-expression. On Tuesday, May 6th, you can more easily focus your attention on receiving or giving healing and mentoring as Mercury conjoins Chiron at 24 Aries. With both planets in Aries, you'll have plenty of energy to get this rolling. On Wednesday, May 7th, taking immediate action on your intuitive hits is magically supported with Mars quintile Uranus. Mars, 9 Leo, Uranus, 27 Taurus. With Mars in Leo, you can also enjoy electrifying support as a leader or entertainer. On Friday, May 9th, this peaking wedge can give you an edge. How about electrifying your law of attraction manifestation and embodied awakening in alignment with your life purpose? Those are two of the most obvious ways to use a wedge that started on February 7, peaks today on May 9th, and ends on June 24th. This aspect pattern includes Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the lunar nodes. This is also a great time to dissolve or paradigm shift any structures that are not fully optimized. Both planets of intuition are supporting you. Uranus sends intuitive hits, while Neptune offers a constant flow of divine energy and guidance. Finally, Saturn can help you realize your dreams in the physical world. Would you like to speed up your healing and awakening as part of an uplifting community of dedicated awakeners like you? Then check out Awakening Plus, the affordable online membership that can put your personal transformation into high gear. You can choose from about 15 Zoom calls every month, as well as an ever-expanding archive of more than 800 events that can profoundly change your life. You'll also benefit from 4 major courses and much more to help you awaken, heal, and thrive. And we're adding more new courses and events in 2025 than ever before. To find out more, click the link in the show notes or visit awakeningplus.com. That's awakeningplus.com. On Monday, May 12th, a full moon illuminates the sky at 12:56 p.m. EDT at 22 degrees Scorpio. Any Scorpio full moon is great for release or adjustment, especially in these areas. Transformation, including emotional or shamanic death and rebirth processes. This is a great time for healing old traumas. Enhancing wealth and power. Wealth can be anything you value. Those walking the high road will want to use power in a way that benefits everyone. Sex, which can include soul-blended tantric or sacred eroticism. The occult, which can include the high vibration practice of subtle arts such as astrology, tarot, and energy healing. It can also encompass mediumship and psychic talents. Aspects. The Scorpio full moon is abundantly aspected, but most important is a T-square with the moon, sun, Juno, Pallas Athena, and Uranus. Uranus stands out. He encourages you to embrace what's unique and special about you and share it with the world as appropriate. He'll be sending you lots of intuitive hits, which I strongly recommend you follow. These flashes of inner knowing are the most accurate guidance a human can receive. Uranus loves it when you serve others using your special talents and abilities you most love to use, and he invites you to connect with your like-minded tribe. Uranus can also create disruption, but only when an existing structure needs to be transformed or released. Rather than bemoan the loss of the status quo, think creatively to make the situation even better than it was. Pallas Athena can help you exercise feminine assertiveness. She can also help you think strategically and use diplomacy and negotiation for win-win outcomes. The final member of this T-square is Juno. What adjustment or release would be appropriate in your committed partnerships? The moon also makes several other aspects. A Jupiter quincunx invites you to make adjustments to enjoy greater freedom and joy, gain or share wisdom, or better understand the meaning of life. A Pluto quintile can give you magical support for personal transformation and to increase your wealth and power. A Venus sesquare reinforces the relationship and wealth themes and invites you to express your creativity. Finally, the moon trines Ceres and Saturn. Grain goddess Ceres can boost your abundance and smooth the way for your emotional healing. Saturn can help you be mature and productive, can help you plan the work and work the plan. His placement in Pisces also supports law of attraction manifestation, which I've linked in the show notes, and embodied awakening, which I have also linked. On Saturday, May 17th, the Triple Yod that started on May 2nd peaks today on the 17th and ends on the 25th. As I mentioned earlier, it includes Juno, Pallas Athena, Jupiter, Chiron, and the south node of the moon. Also, on Saturday, May 17th, do you think you know who you are? Think again. You've barely started awakening into your true magnificence. With the Sun conjunct Uranus at 27 Taurus, stay open to intuitive hits and paradigm shifts that will catapult you into your next level of human and divine self-awareness. Every awakening is a surprise, so don't expect it to be like anything you can imagine. With both planets in Taurus, you can ground your new reality into your daily life. On Sunday, May 18th, the third of 3 sextiles between Jupiter and Chiron happens today. This is one of 2025's most important aspects. This sextile was initially an orb, which means close enough to connect, August 7 of 2024 through January 27 of 2025. The first 2 sextiles were in late 2024, and this sextile will remain in orb through late June. These planets share some similar meanings. Chiron is the mentor, while Jupiter is the professor, philosopher, or guru. So both planets support you in giving or receiving wisdom. Jupiter is especially keen on insights from other cultures. This is a wonderful time to expand your knowledge where it counts or share your insights with others. Chiron is the wounded healer. His expansion by Jupiter can trigger your unhealed traumas, but you also have expanded energy available to heal your emotional wounds. This is a great time to get wisdom or healing support from others, or step out as a healer or wisdom giver yourself. Jupiter's placement in Gemini amplifies your opportunities for learning, teaching, writing, and communication. Chiron rules mentorship, so this can be a great time to go deeper with your learning or teaching opportunities. On Monday, May 19, you can enjoy Energizer Bunny Endurance as Mars sesquares Saturn. Mars, 15 Leo, Saturn, 29.5 Pisces. To be technical, Mars is at 14 degrees 33 minutes Leo, and Saturn is at 29 degrees 33 minutes Pisces. If your forward motion is stymied, remember my favorite Stoic motto: the obstacle is the way. Mars provides the raw energy, while Saturn can help you persevere. With Mars in Leo, you can also bring focused discipline to your activities as an entertainer or leader. On Tuesday, May 20th, the Sun enters Gemini at 2:55 p.m. EDT. For the next month, you're more empowered to learn, write, teach, and communicate. This is also a great time to enjoy more variety, enjoy local travel, and connect with neighbors and relatives. On Wednesday, May 21st, Neptune can join Ceres today at 2 degrees Aries. This can give you divine inspiration and energy to support your abundance, since Ceres is the grain goddess. You can also enjoy extra support for Ceres' other main theme, trauma healing. On Thursday, May 22nd, relationship harmony can be easier with Venus trine Mars, Venus 16 Aries, Mars 16 Leo. This harmonious aspect can also fire you up to dive into your creative expression. Your life's greatest window of opportunity is probably happening right now. Astrology's gods of change are triple teaming most of your natal chart for over 5 more years. Make the most of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to astroshaman.com/gods of change. On Saturday, May 24th, Saturn enters Aries on May 24th, beginning another 29.5-year run through the zodiac. He'll remain in Aries for almost 3 years, through April 12th of 2028. Every astrological event has both low and high potentials. Here are some negative positive pairings that relate to Saturn in Aries. This can apply both personally and societally. Negative: experiencing your job as a grind or being subjected to oppressive work regimens can lead to feelings of grouchiness or irritability. You could even feel the urge to smash something. Be wary of butting heads, hammering across your point of view, emphasizing differences, or inflaming old problems. The positive opposite of that: hard work and persistence can drive deliberate and determined outpourings of energy. These urges compel you to test your mettle, put your nose to the grindstone, and confront challenges head on. Steady perseverance despite problems, coupled with instincts to proceed slowly and carefully, can lead to success. As the Stoics said, I've said this already in this forecast, the obstacle is the way. Developing practical work skills can reap concrete results from your efforts. There is a desire to nail down projects and complete tasks. There can be slow beginnings followed by sustained endings. You can also orchestrate deliberate endings as needed. Here's the second pairing: negative. Boundary collisions can lead to willfully focused aggression and hardened attitudes. This can cause feelings of anger, fear, bitterness, and hate. You could experience or encounter menace and vindictiveness, repressed or smoldering anger, cold rage, or deliberate cruelty. Guard against feeling like a victim while acting as a perpetrator. Positive opposite: awareness of the karmic effects of all aggressive actions can foster active temperance and forbearance. You can practice non-aggression and oppose violence. This mindset can encourage mindful action or non-action. You can also learn to act without attachment to the outcome. Here's another pairing: negative. Feeling paralyzed by inhibited or frustrated energies or unhealed trauma could lead to fear-driven action. Positive. Saturn in Aries can help you get serious about your most challenging inner material. This could include healing trauma related to memories of harsh punishment or abuse from childhood, or claustrophobia and suffocation in the birth canal. Deliberately feeling your hatred in order to purge it from your psyche can help you win the battle against fear. If you choose to do this, I recommend incorporating my free healing invocation, which is linked in the show notes, or you can find it at astroshaman.com/invocations. It creates a safe container and adds the potent healing power of your higher self to the process. By the way, big thanks to the extraordinary astrologer Ren Butler. Much of my Saturn in Aries interpretation is based on content from his amazing book called The Archetypal Universe, which I enthusiastically recommend, and which is linked in the show notes. Also, on May 24th, a Mercury-Uranus conjunction at 28 Taurus merges human mind Mercury with divine mind Uranus. This is a great time to follow your intuitive hits and think outside the box. With both planets in Taurus, this divine brainstorming can result in practical applications. On Monday, May 26th, a new moon lines up at 11:02 p.m. EDT at 6 degrees Gemini. Any Gemini new moon is great for new beginnings or fresh energy in learning, teaching, writing, and communication. You can also enjoy greater variety, do more local travel, and connect with neighbors and relatives. Aspects. This new moon aspects all three members of the mini grand trine with Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. However, the orb or exactness of the aspects is wide except for the Pluto trine. Nevertheless, any stimulation of this Gods of Change mini grand trine, the most game-changing astrology event of the decade, is well worth your attention. To learn more about its momentous effects, click the link in the show notes or go to astroshaman.com/gods of change. Let's also consider the opportunities offered by the new moon's aspects to the individual outer planets. A loose Uranus conjunction invites you to embrace your uniqueness, follow your intuitive hits, and serve others with your special gifts and talents you most love to use. A wide Neptune sextile supports spiritual awakening and inspired creativity. Neptune can also help you operate in the zone, work skillfully with your dreams, and open to deeper unconditional love and compassion. A strong Pluto trine can smooth the way for more wealth and power and support your personal transformation work. Pluto can also empower sacred sex and high-vibration occult practices. Other aspects. This new moon's strongest aspect is a conjunction with Mercury, which is also in Gemini, a sign it rules. Mercury has the same meaning as Gemini and especially reinforces those themes of learning, teaching, writing, and communication. A Venus semi-square can stimulate your relationships, creativity, and finances. A Vesta quincunx can help you fine-tune your selfless support for a worthy cause. And a Mars quintile can provide magical support for taking action as a warrior, initiator, sexual being, or entrepreneur. On Thursday, May 29th, expand or contract. See the glass as half full or half empty. Dance in ecstatic celebration or top off your emergency supplies. With this T-square featuring Jupiter and Saturn, you might be pulled in both directions. This aspect pattern started on April 9th, peaks today on May 29th, and ends on June 19th. This T-square also includes the lunar nodes. Be flexible. Sometimes Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism, and celebration, will lead. Jupiter may also invite you to focus on philosophy, religion, and foreign travel or influences. At other times, heed Saturn, who embodies seriousness, maturity, boundaries, and limitation. He may call for you to focus on your goals, plan your work and work your plan, and keep your nose to the grindstone. The signs of the social planets add other life-affirming potentials. Jupiter is in Gemini, while Saturn just entered Aries. This supports intuitively inspired thinking and communication, as well as all the Saturn and Aries potentials I already mentioned. You can more easily brainstorm to achieve practical outcomes, and you can balance high productivity with downtime for playful celebration. Jupiter and Saturn are in the waxing square of the Great Conjunction of 2020. This marks the first major turning point of that momentous Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, one of this decade's most important influences. To learn how to make the best use of this Great Conjunction cycle, click the link in the show notes. On Friday, May 30th, a Sun-Mercury conjunction in Gemini at 9 degrees Gemini doubles down on support for your learning, writing, teaching, and communication. Get down on some heavy mental. This is a reminder about that short survey to help me improve these astrology forecasts. Do it and get a chance to win a 90-minute Astrology Plus reading with me worth $299. Again, the survey is open through May 15th. Please click the link in the show notes or go to astroshaman.com/survey. In my breakthrough book, Instant Divine Assistance, learn how easy it can be to experience spiritual awakening within seconds just by requesting it from your higher self, quickly and permanently heal a serious challenge, even one that's caused you years of physical, emotional, or mental suffering, by delegating the work to your inner healer, call in any kind of energy you want, anytime you want it, heal and bless others simply by calling it in and being a hollow reed, thrive in a new normal of harmonious living, enhanced intuition, joyous fulfillment of your responsibilities, and bliss. You can do all this and more with the instant divine assistance invocations. This book gives you everything you need to master them. Plus, you get free access to guided recordings and other valuable online support that will speed up your personal evolution. For over 14 years, the IDA invocations have dramatically improved thousands of people's lives. Isn't it time you also experienced how quick and easy spiritual awakening, healing, and so much more can be? The complete title of my #1 bestseller is Instant Divine Assistance, Your Complete Guide to Fast and Easy Spiritual Awakening, Healing, and More. It's available in 4 different formats: ebook, audiobook, paperback, and hardcover for as little as $3.99. It's also in Kindle Unlimited. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, or go to astroshaman.com/book. I mentioned at the top of this show that I'm announcing our free session winner for May. This is Marty, M-A-R-T-I. In fact, the only Marty who has entered. If that's you, email me at benjamin@astroshaman.com, and we will get you set up with your free reading. Congratulations, Marty. And to you as well, thanks for being here. Once again, I'm Benjamin Bernstein with astroshaman.com. I can serve you with astrology readings, shamanic healing, one-of-a-kind life coaching, and my special deep dive trauma healing experience. And as I mentioned, I run the Awakening Plus online membership for spiritual support. You can learn all about this and more at astroshaman.com. Please reach out if you have any questions. My email is benjamin@astroshaman.com, and my number for voice and text is 828-338-9852. I'd love to connect with you. We are wrapping up. Please leave me a 5-star rating, review, or comment wherever you're getting this episode to help others discover it. Thanks again for spending this time with me. I wish you infinite blessings as the stars light your way.